Now, there is a saying that he who laughs last laughs best. Looks like Arsenal is laughing last, and they are having the best of laughs amongst all other teams. I tell you, if we are to rank a team that has gone ahead, obviously have very many injuries, I tell you, you won't skip out on a name known as Arsenal. I told you that there was a time when Arsenal had Saka, Noni Madueke, Gyökeres, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus. They had close to 10 players who are really out injured, at a certain point of time. You get? And slowly by slowly, these players have gone ahead to obviously return back. With Saka returning back fast, Noni Madueke followed, Odegaard followed, Saliba back. We've gone ahead to see Benjamin White also returning. You understand? So they've had these players away and they're returning slowly by slowly. But by the time I'm speaking and recording this video now, looks like the sick bay of Arsenal is gonna be left with just one player, and that might be Mosquera only. That is it. Because news we are getting from the physio side of Arsenal is that even Kai Havertz, who had the most serious of injuries that all the sick players were really having, is closing in on his return. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And let's see close to 200 likes much of this video, right? And continue to subscribe. How do you subscribe? It's a lower left bottom corner it is. After smashing the lower left bottom corner, go ahead and do the needful. And obviously smash that black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto our beautiful channel. And from there, you can as well become a member of this channel, and you can as well support the channel. You understand? So how do you do that? Again, lower left bottom corner, there is the word join. Smash it and obviously become a member, and on as little as $3 per month. Become a member and obviously support us to see to it that we really bring you content that you guys will be proud of all time. Now, who has gone ahead to break this story? He goes by the names of Tom Cantona. Tom Cantona looks like he's an Arsenal reporter or correspondent for Football London. You understand? So he's an Arsenal correspondent for Football London. And what has he gone ahead to say? This is what he has gone ahead to say. He has said that Kai Havertz is progressing well in his recovery and is pushing to return to action before the end of 2025. His return will provide a significant boost during the busy festive season. Now, Kai Havertz return. Some of the signs or the signals that are really showing up on how Arsenal is really the favorite continue to raise up their hands, because this is another boost. We remember at a certain time X, Arsenal never had a centre forward. Gyökeres was injured, Jesus was injured, Kai Havertz was injured. And guess what happened? The club of Arsenal went ahead to obviously find themselves in a situation of really not having a centre forward. And guess who was played into that position? It was none other than Mikel Merino. Though he really came up and obviously scored goals, but indeed, you saw to it that they really lacked a player who was a complete striker in there. And thank God, Gyökeres returned, and even Jesus went ahead to return. Now, after Jesus went ahead to return and Gyökeres, they are now playing with a focal point in their in their game. Now, there comes another player who last season really put out some good showcase, I must say, because he played 23 games before he got injured and he scored 9 goals and put in 3 assists. And I knew to it that if he never got injured as Kai Havertz, he was going to hit 20 goals as a striker. You get? He was going to hit those goals. And people were like, Rokani, you are lying because he has never scored 20 goals in a Premier League season. And I'm like, if he kept himself fit, that means he missed out on 15 goals. And we know to it that the period where he got injured is when people score most of the goals in there. For example, as we speak right now, Arsenal has gone ahead to score 30 goals. But I tell you, by the time the season comes to an end, Arsenal would have gone ahead to score close to 80 goals, meaning that in this second phase of the season, that's when teams score more goals. They even score times 2 the number of goals that they had scored in the first half of the season in there. Meaning that a striker will have a chance to score more and more goals. The same thing applied with Jesus in his first season at the club of Arsenal. I had predicted that he can score 20 goals, but he got ahead and got injured, but returned, and he scored 11 goals in the Premier League. But he was just 9 goals away from hitting that mark that I had obviously thought or predicted he could obviously hit. But because of injuries, he never really hit that. And we are waiting to see Kai Havertz's return on how it will impact the club of Arsenal. But for me, I already see the impact. Why do I already see the impact? It's simple. Competition is going to be high. You know, Jesus will be pushing in for a starting spot in the number 9 role of Arsenal. The same applies to Victor Gyökeres, and the same applies to Kai Havertz. And I remember Mikel Arteta coming out and making a statement that he likes that a lot, that he likes that headache of having very many players available in a similar position. It's obviously going to be helping Arsenal a lot. And with these games of the Premier League coming in thick and fast, Arsenal will obviously find themselves in a position of really overcoming their opponents. Because if you look at them, for the very first time, ever since I think the season started, you know, Arsenal's gone ahead to rest for a week without kicking a ball. And that has been courtesy of Crystal Palace, having played 3 games, having played on Thursday and then on Sunday, and they couldn't play either on Tuesday or Wednesday in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal, and that game was pushed to next Tuesday. That's when Arsenal will obviously come and really play it in a game where you might see Kai Havertz show up to represent to the fullest, although I think it will be Gabriel Jesus to start. Now, these games coming in through thick and fast, Everton this weekend, away. Arsenal Crystal Palace, quarterfinals of the EFL Cup, 23rd December. 27th December, Arsenal will host Brighton at the Emirates. Then Arsenal will host Aston Villa 30th December. Then 3rd January, Arsenal will play away at Bournemouth. And then 8th January, Arsenal will host Liverpool at the Emirates. And 11th January, Portsmouth will host the club of Arsenal. So that's how the season will vary in the next month. You understand? So Arsenal will have to be playing 2 games per week, meaning that if you're having Kai Havertz back, you're having Jesus there, and Gyökeres, you will have time to rotate these players. 2, these players will not eat that. No one will get into the starting 11 if at all that player doesn't convince the manager that he's really good enough. And they'll have to go into the starting 11 on merit. And we are waiting to see how the manager will obviously tinker out with that team. But my mind tells me that the manager of Arsenal will obviously try out Kai Havertz in a midfield role and as a number 8 in certain games. Some games he'll try him out as a number 10. That is it. So I'm 100% sure that the club of Arsenal will obviously thrive with the coming back of Kai Havertz. And it's a person who is on football who doesn't really admit that Kai Havertz is obviously going to add a lot to the club of Arsenal, because He's talented and he's a player who is unselfish and he brings something different to the team. And this is what I've always told you, that these players that Arsenal have gone ahead to sign are not here by mistake. Having 3 number 9s who are of different profiles, that shows you that these scouts, Mikel Arteta and the entire board were really spot on. Because Kai Havertz is of a different prototype, compared to Gabriel Jesus and as compared to Gyökeres, meaning that different game situations will call in for different game solutions. And I think that will be really great. And he cannot start all of them. Imagine playing a team having Kai Havertz, Jesus on the bench, Noni Madueke on the bench, Trossard on the bench, Ebelechi Eze on the bench. You get? So, Arsenal has lots of buttons to press each and every time the manager is in tatters or his team is really losing or drawing. But again, this was one of the points I cannot miss out before I obviously put this video to a halt. This preseason, when it started, why people were really shocked about Kai Havertz, it was because of him coming in when he's really mugged. You understand? He was no longer that tiny, non-muscular Kai Havertz. He came up with muscles on. He was mugged. And I think when he put on weight, it might have gone ahead to affect him, because your upper body, getting in that weight, you need to balance up with your lower body, because your lower body must be able to support your upper body. And I think that's where Kai Havertz really got a problem. And I just can't wait to look at his photos after he returns from injury. But all in all, the lad is back and he is just into his final touches of getting back into the starting 11 or the squad of Arsenal. But he has to put it at the back of his mind that Arsenal is now a highly competed for team. You get? Keeping in mind that the World Cup is going to be played in the summer, that is in Canada, Mexico, and USA, right? Kai Havertz will have to fight for his place at the German national team. We all know to it that he will be taken, no doubts, but you can't guarantee, because there are other players that are really doing wonders. Walter Medi at Newcastle is doing wonders. I've gone ahead to see Falkirk at at West Ham, pushing to go to AC Milan to find himself a starting position, score those goals, and after scoring them, convince Nagelsmann that I'm the right man to obviously lead that line. There is Karim Adeyemi. You get? There are very many other players that are really pushing for that spot. And Kai Havertz is really great. But for Kai Havertz, we all know to it that he holds a special place in the heart of Nagelsmann, the German manager, because he's a multifunctional player. And that's why Arsenal really need him to, because he's a multifunctional player and he's a man of all seasons. And he's a big game player. That is it. And there is a story I really read that Arteta was planning to use Kai Havertz as a centre forward. When Arsenal was playing big teams. That is it. So your reactions to Kai Havertz injury boost are welcome in the comment section below. Continue to subscribe. First video of the day, more loading.